numbers don't lie. At least 11 million Aussies, 40% of the population, had a serious case of World Cup fever. We all rode the highs and the lows of the Matildas, and for the last month or so there's been a spotlight on football in Australia. But their semi-final run shone a light on some other figures. While the first Women's World Cup was held in 1991, FIFA didn't award any prize money until 2007. Since then, the prize pool has increased by more than $150 million, with this year's champion Spain taking home $6.5 million. But it's still much lower than their male counterparts. Last year, Argentina pocketed $65 million for their win, while the Socceroos earned $20 million for reaching the round of 16.
In 2015, FIFA made us play the World Cup on artificial pitches.
This disparity in prize money was called out by the Matildas before the World Cup began.
FIFA will still only offer women 1/4 as much prize money as men for the same achievement.
In 2019, the Matildas struck a deal with the Football Federation of Australia, which meant that both the Socceroos and Matildas would both receive a 24% share of national team-generated revenue, as well as an increase in base salary from $66,000 to $100,000.
This new deal is enormous. As a female footballer, it's kind of what we've always dreamed of.
It's hard to not be sentimental about today because it's a massive moment for football.
It ensures that to the cent, the top earning Socceroo in any given calendar year will earn exactly the same as a top earning Matilda.
Around the same time, a lot of football federations across the globe struck equal pay deals between their men's and women's teams. The US women's team actually sued their federation in the process.
Megan did something really consequential. She helped lead the change for perhaps the most important victory for anyone on her soccer team or any soccer team. Equal pay for women. Equal pay for women.
For a long time, people have argued that there hasn't been enough public interest in women's sport to justify higher salaries. But record-breaking crowds and a record number of eyeballs on the Matildas have shown that the Aussie public is willing to support and celebrate women's sport.
Tons of people, it's amazing for women's football, amazing for the game.
After the success of the World Cup, the Aussie government announced $200 million worth of funding for women's sport.
The Women's World Cup has changed sport in Australia forever.
In the same week, the AFL announced that prize money in the AFLW would be equal to the men's competition. However, it'll be spread out over more teams. $1.1 million in prize money will be given to the top 8 AFLW teams this season, while the same amount is given to the top 4 in the men's.
Very exciting. I think any chance that we get to be able to equalise our pay and with the men's is awesome.
This announcement comes at a time where there's still a disparity in minimum salary between the men and women in a lot of major sporting leagues across the country. A-League women earn a minimum of $17,500 compared to $45,000. NRLW is $34,000 compared to $120,000. And AFLW is set at $40,000 compared to about $100,000 for the men.
I'd really love to see the male AFL players come on board and to advocate.
The AFL, AFLW and AFL Players Association are currently in negotiations to organise a new pay agreement, increasing the length of the AFLW season to 17 rounds and making players full-time athletes by 2026. It would mean players wouldn't have to juggle part-time work with their sport.
I think a lot of people are almost shocked when they hear how difficult it is for the W players and what remuneration there is.
Work 8 to 3, jump in the car, have a snack, go to training, get home at 9 o'clock, get up and do it all again the next day.
It's just unbelievable how these women are juggling, work or full-time study along with being in the spotlight.
Experts say if women were able to be full-time athletes, it would result in reduced risk of injury, reduced burnout, and lead to better performance. Importantly, better pay and conditions paves the way for the next generation of athletes to see this as a real career, and that can only be a good thing.
Especially for our future playing in this sport, like knowing that there will be facilities, club rooms, clubs and places to play when we get up to the big leagues.